My advice for buying beard products, I'm going to give you guys some tips, some perspective, and hopefully overall just helpful information. But how can I give you guys advice if I've not introduced myself? Welcome! My name is Dancy Bearded. I have some amazing subscribers over the last 4.5 years that have been calling me the trusted teacher for all things beard related. Always an honor to hear that. Now, just a kind reminder, if you could, just hit that thumbs up for me. If you're not subscribed, consider it. If you like beard products, taking care of your beard, or really anything beard related at all, we're the right spot for you. And thank you to those returning subscribers that keep coming back to consume the information and support this platform. Tip number 1 is set a budget. Maybe you found yourself going too far, spending too much, right? You're just getting started and you're like, oh my gosh, all these companies sound amazing. All these scents sound amazing. And you're just buying, which is natural, right? You got to figure out what you like, what you don't like. But maybe your spouse steps in and says, hey babe, I think you spent too much money on beard products. Or maybe you checked yourself and you're like, I don't want to spend this much. Set a budget. That number is going to be very personal. It's going to be very individual to your situation, hopefully based on expendable income, which is money that you can spend after your bills and savings and all obligations are taken care of. But let's say you set $50 a month. You're like, you know what? I'm comfortable with that. Or maybe it's $100 a month. Set your number and do not go over it. This can really help you control yourself. It can help you prioritize what you want, right? And this is another one that should be its own topic, but we'll put it in right here. Make a wish list. Make like a priority list that you have and say, I want to try this company. Maybe you want to try this scent, however you want to design it and organize it, but have a wish list. When something comes up, take a look at that list. This can help put a little bit of time between making that irrational momentary decision and say, okay, is this company, is this scent, is this sale better than what I have on this wish list? And kind of approach it that way, right? This is a relatively inexpensive hobby if you treat it like a collection or a hobby. And also kind of in the world of self-care and taking care of your skin and your hair, it is also relatively inexpensive, whether you want to believe that or not. Take a look at the female cosmetic industry. Once you start getting into the costs of like face serums and face washes and deep conditioners and all these different things, right? We have little versions of it in the beard world, but go take a trip to Ulta. If you want to see what some of those female cosmetic products are like, oh my gosh, it is like sticker shock sometimes when I go with Sam or Sam tells me about these things. Man, oh man, that's expensive, right? And then look at other like male-dominated hobbies. Do you go golfing, right? How much is 18 with a cart and maybe some drinks and food along the way? Oh, $50, $100 and then it's gone after 3 hours? Okay. All right, maybe you work on motorcycles. How much is a new motorcycle part? How much is a new motorcycle? How much is gas? Oh, you have a boat? Oh, we need to get started on those prices, right? For me personally, when I started this channel, before that, I'd been deeply involved in the community. In the matter of like 6 months, I bought over 60 products. And I know some of you are like, hey, I beat that, or whoa, that sounds crazy, man. That's what it was. I believe it was 60 products in 6 months. But I didn't go out. I didn't have huge bar tabs, right? How many people go to the bar and have a $50, $100 tab on a regular basis? That wasn't me. I don't drink Starbucks. I don't go get coffees. I drink water in the morning. That's it. Okay, so I started to rationalize that. That became my collection. That became my hobby and what I was spending money on. And when I looked at it compared to what my friends were spending money on, I was doing good, right? But none of that matters if you can't financially afford it, right? We got to make sure we're keeping that in focus, and having that ability to set a budget and stick to it is important. And with a budget, you do have a little bit of flexibility, right? Let's say you know that there's a sale next month or a new scent coming out next month, or maybe nothing really like strikes you this month. You're like, I'm going to save my budget from this month and I'm going to roll it over to next month. Let's say I do $50 and I'm not going to spend it. Next month, I have $100. I'm still sticking within that budget. That can really help you, especially once you pair that budget with that wish list that you have. You're allowing yourself to get outside of that FOMO, that fear of missing out. You're outside of trying to have that moment where you're just caught and you're not thinking rationally and you jump on a sale or you jump on a scent or you jump on a new product or a new company. You're able to sit there and say, okay, I've really wanted this and I still want this more. This is not going to be for me right now. Very powerful way to be able to control your spending if you believe that it's something that's an issue. Tip number 2 is find a scent profile or a scent type or a scent family that you like and stick with that when you try new companies. For me, most of you know this, you're probably giggling right now, but I love citrus scents. I love minty scents. If I try a new company and they have a citrus scent, I'm probably going to like it. It's really hard to mess up citrus. I don't care if you do lemon, lime, put bergamot in there, a little grapefruit in there. You mix it around any way you want, I'm going to like it. Same with mint. You want to throw in peppermint, you want to throw in spearmint, you want to even put in a little bit of like eucalyptus or pine, anything in that kind of like fresh, invigorating family, tea tree-like stuff, I'm going to like. So then when I try new companies, one of the variables that I can kind of remove as a risk is the scent. Now, I think there is value in stepping outside of your comfort zone, but not when trying a new company, because you want to figure out if that company is good for you or not. So leave something constant, and that's going to be the scent profile. Because I have people reach out to me like, hey man, I tried this company, I don't like it. And I'm like, what's wrong? Smells terrible. Well, scent is subjective, right? The smell is subjective, but I understand if you don't like the smell of something, how can you process what it actually feels like? How can you process how good the product is if your mind is only saying, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I don't like this? I understand, but it's not really fair to say, I don't like this new company because of how it smells. Try to find that scent profile that you like, that's gonna be safe, and really go with it, right? Do you love a vanilla tobacco? That's pretty common. They're probably gonna have something similar to that. Above all, if you wanna stay in the safest lane possible, go unscented. I like unscented more and more and more the longer I'm in this journey. When I review a new company, the first product I always try is the unscented oil and then the unscented butter if they have a butter. My washes, I really love unscented washes. Unscented conditioners, they're pretty safe. So find that profile you like when trying new companies. That can save a lot of risk when you're spending your own money. Tip number 3 is find a consistency or viscosity that you like and try to angle your priorities around that. This is kind of like the scent profile and staying safe. This is another variable that you can control, right? If you want to say, hey, I love medium oils, reach out to me. I can give you a list of medium oils or thin oils or thick oils. That way you know that you're going to have some kind of control over something you like or dislike. It could be the greatest company in the world, but if they have an extremely thick oil, I'm probably not going to like it. Even if it's this amazing citrus scent or this amazing minty scent, if it's too thick, if it's too sticky for my long and dense beard, it's just not going to work. So I'm going to find within my lane. But again, there is a lot of value in having a healthy rotation. I personally would never stick to one viscosity. I like to range from light to medium thick, everywhere in between, medium light, medium thick, going all throughout those and rotating. But if you're trying something new and money is a concern and you don't want to have risk, find that viscosity that you like, ask for recommendations, look up recommendations, and that's gonna really help you get something that's likely gonna work well for your beard. Our final tip, tip number 4, is when it comes time for treat yourself, that is when you step outside of your comfort zones, right? We talked about finding the best profile of scent for you. We talked about finding the thickness of oil for you. Well, let's say you got a bonus at work and you know, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna spend a little bit of money on myself. Or maybe you have a birthday or you have a holiday and a significant other, a family member reaches out and says, hey, I wanna get you something. What do you want? That is when you expand your comfort zone. Maybe you try one, you're like, I'm not sure if I would like a medium thick oil, or I'm not sure if I would like this minty scent that Dan keeps talking about. That's when you stretch that comfort zone because the risk is lower. I only got certain oils early in my journey when it was my birthday. That was a big thing for me. I knew that I could say, hey, I want to try this company out, and people that loved me knew I cared about my beard, knew I loved beard products, knew I had a beard product collection that was an easy purchase for them. Stretch the comfort zone when you have those times and those abilities. If you're sticking to a strict budget and you're really loving these products and really loving adding new ones within your budget, you probably don't want to get too risky. But those other times, have a little bit of fun. Who knows? Maybe you'll uncover something that you loved that you never thought you would have. To wrap this up, it all comes down to personal preference. Whether you are a person that has a beard product collection of literally hundreds of beard oils, or you consider yourself a purist and you buy a bottle of beard oil, use it to completion, and then buy another bottle of beard oil, or maybe somewhere in between, anything at all is totally fine and is absolutely awesome. I made this video because I wanted to help you guys out. I wanted to maybe give some advice so you avoid feeling bad. You avoid some of the traps that can come with being new or feeling pressure. I don't ever want you to watch this channel or any other channels or any advertisements and feel like you have pressure to buy. I want you to be happy. I want you to be excited. I want you to enjoy this process and not worry about anything that could bring that down. And I think if you followed those parameters of this video, it could be really useful in reining in exactly what you want to do and what you're able to do. So give me your thoughts, give me your comments, and especially give me your questions. I respond to every single comment, and I would be happy to help out in any way that I can. Thank you guys for watching today. This community is amazing, and I cannot wait to see where it goes from here. Dan C. Bearded. Stay bearded and stay positive.